Now go to File, Set Project, and set the project location, like I did. Okay, the file which I gave you. When you extract the zip file, you would get a folder in the name of Exterior. Please do extract it to your folder location, and I'm going to select that project as my set project. So now when I open my Maya scene, it would open the scene folder of the lighting file, the exterior file, which is m1 beginning.ma. Of course, you don't have a working one. Okay, you will be having only m1 beginning, right? So just open it. It will take some time. Just wait for a while. It's done. Now, have we discussed about this scene before? Have we discussed about this scene before, Pa?
No, sir.
The scene okay, fine. The first thing we do is, see, guys, you are supposed to set the project. Don't just open the file directly, because only when you set the project, all the texture files should be mapped directly to the 3D objects. So keep that in mind. And now the textures are visible, but I'm not going to press 6 on my screen because that would take much of processing. Anyway, your textures are visible. If you have a good memory and if your laptop is good, you can press 6 and you can witness all the textures there. Okay. Anyway, now this is my scene. And one thing is, look at this. When you just scroll your mouse a little back, the object would disappear, right? So in order to make that proper, go to your camera settings. Go to your camera settings, change the far clip plane to this. And guys, I told you that by any time I would ask you to share your screen. Okay, so when I ask you to share your screen, don't give me any reasons. It was instructed at the beginning of the class, and you guys agreed to it. So just open your laptop or desktop, keep on working. I may ask by any time you to share the screen. Okay, great. So this is the scene file you have. Oh, I think all of you could open this, right? So now there is a separate camera here. I could see that there is a separate camera through which we are going to see the render output. So there's already a camera angle which is set for the 3D render. So I go to my, you don't need to select anything. Just go to your panels that you can find a perspective, and inside that you can find a render camera. Okay. So now I'm going to switch the camera to the render camera. Okay, look at that now. Now we have this screen where everything is already set. So before I go for render, I would like to set my render scene size. So go to the render settings, and there scroll down. There you can see preset, which is ST540. I would switch this from 540 to 320. Okay, that's it. And of course, there are two cameras here. One is perspective and render camera. Anyway, we will be rendering only render camera. But let this also be there. Okay. Now the image format is EXR. I don't prefer EXR. Let's go with the JPEG because I don't want too much of quality for preview renders. For the final renders, of course, I need a EXR or Targa. But for the normal renders, for the preview, I don't want EXR. I go with JPEG. Okay, everything is done. Now, when you render, what you would get? Go to Arnold menu and hit Open Arnold Render View. Then just hit the okay. So I think you won't get anything there. The rendering is taking much time. Maybe I should stop this and let me go to my render settings. I want to check what is delaying it. So go to Arnold Render menu and diffuse is 3. Great. Let's expand this ray depth. So look at the ray depth. The transmission is 8. I just want to bring this down. So totally, I think 3 or 4 will be fine. Guys, inside your render settings and inside the Arnold render, inside the ray depth, I just reduce your total as well as the transmission. Okay. Now I just reduced and transparency depth is there. Anyway, let's just render this. Okay, since the scene is bigger, it is taking much time. Let me reduce this transparency depth. Okay, I think I reduced every possible render time. Fine now. Yep. Great. So with all this done, I just close this render setting. Fine. So we got the scene here, guys. This render camera we can't change. Okay, we can't change render camera. Now let's go with. We already discussed in the last class about the exterior rendering, right? We discussed about Arnold lights, and we discussed about sky dome light and physical sky. Hope you guys have watched the video, right? So now you know how the sky dome light works and how a physical sky works. Anyway, let's create a sky dome light. And once I create a sky dome light, look at it. Now it's working. It's rendering good. Now let me just go to my exterior lighting class. Yes, and yeah. Now you guys could see the rendering is happening there. Okay. So we have one light here. Now I want something different there. I don't want just one light. See, this is a global illumination light. Which one? The sky dome light is a global illumination light. Global illumination in the sense it would just illuminate the entire scene or the entire environment. So that's what we call it as global illumination light or sky dome light. So I don't get any highlight or midtone on shadows. Okay. Now there are things that we need to discuss now. Number one, which is this. Look at the sky here. We have three tones available. One is the blue, another one is a mild orange, and another one would be a white. So there are three colors there. So what would happen usually in the exterior lighting is, so whenever you light a building with this sky, in the real life, all these three colors will be there in the buildings also. Because that's the light energy, right? That's the light source. So whatever the color the light has, all the three colors would be emitted on the buildings. So we need to create lighting, okay, for the buildings, and we need to create lighting for the sky, okay, and we need to create a sun also there. Maybe yeah, I'm just loading the screen there. Yes, the image viewer which I'll be using is Irfan view. You could see it here. It's Irfan view image viewer, and there you could see the reason why I like this is let me go there. This is the image viewer I'm using. It's Irfan view, IRFAN VIEW. Okay, I'll be using this one because the reason why I use this is much convenient for me, and it can open many file formats from EXR, Targa, and any HDRA formats, anything I could see. And the best way is I could just drag left click and I could just make this part maximize. Okay, so that's one thing. So look at that, or you can just press minus and plus to maximize or to zoom or minimize the image. Okay, and I can press R for rotate, and also I can press L for left rotate. So right rotate, left rotate I could do. And if you want to save this file, if you have your for example, you're having a 10 MB, 20 MB image. If you try to bring this down, just go to File, and I just go to my Save As, and I can bring the file size to much lesser space. Look at this. So here I could just go for JPEG. So here it would ask you, okay, how much quality of image you want. So if I just reduce this quality, the file size will also reduce. Where the file size will become, if the quality is 100, the file size will be 200 KB. If I bring down the quality to 20% or 10%, then the file size will be much lesser. So these are some of the reasons why I stick with this. Okay, the image viewer. Irfan View, it is a free one. You can download it anywhere. I have other image viewers like PureRef and other viewers I would use for advanced modeling and advanced things. I use that. This is just for image editing and all the basic things. So I don't need to go to Photoshop for everything, like to save an image or to export or crop or something. I don't need the help of Photoshop. I can do everything with this image. Great. So now we have 3 light combinations, right? Let's go for this. So here, now we are going to light the exterior in 3 different ways. Number 1, we are going to light the sky. Then we are going to light the buildings. Then we are going to light the sun. So these 3 things we are going to create today. Remember, we're going to create the sky, and the sky color, the color of the sky, this should be same as the building's color. Because whatever the color the sky emits, the buildings will also receive the same light. Okay. So if a sky emits a blue or red color, the building would receive the blue and red color. So whatever the color I apply to my sky, the same color I'll be applying to the buildings also. Plus, I'll be adding a sun. So that's it. And look at here. When I say we need to add a sun, that doesn't mean that you need to put a sun there. That we already have a, you remember the physical sky, right? You can create a sun, but there is no sun here, so I don't need to create any sun. Okay, it's not something like every time you need to show the sun. That's not required at all the time. Look at that. So this is how I want to create a setup for my scene. So now go to my Maya screen. Now look at this. We have sky here. We have sky here and here. So I can just look here. Yeah, these are the areas where there is sky, and in this small place you could find the background sky also. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to light the sky, then buildings and sun. So now I do this. I'm going to light the building first, then I light the sky, then I light the sun. Okay, anything would be fine. So either you light the sky first, or sun first, or buildings, anything is fine. I prefer to go with the buildings, then I light the sky, then light the sun. Okay. Okay, how about I light the sky first? Okay, I light the sky first, then the buildings, then the sun. That'll work. Okay, so let's see how to do this, how to light these things. So now we have sky dome light, and I'm going to light only the sky. Guys, now we are going to light only the sky. We're not going to light the building now. First, we light the sky. Then we light the building. Then we put the sun. So let's go to your window that you can find node editor. This is an option which is there in Maya for many long years, but it was not there at the initial stage. Then it was famous. Okay, then people were using this node editor. So go to Windows, there you can find node editor. Click and click, then the window would expand. Wait. So now we could see there is a node here. Anyway, this is a node editor. Guys, Maya is a famous 3D software because it's a node editor. It's a node-based editor. I think you might have learned in your modeling classes about that. So this is a node-based software. Similarly, Foundry Fusion is famous. Sorry, Foundry Nuke is famous because that is also node-based editing. And similarly, there are softwares like Blackmagic Fusion that is also a node-based software. Those are all VFX software. So node is something like a file based. It's much easier and convenient. Okay, you will learn in time about that. So what we're going to do now? Now I would we already have a skylight, right? So let me go to my outliner, Windows outliner. Let me just stop this render view. Go to outliner. There you can see your AI sky dome light. You see that? AI sky dome, just select that. Or when you double click the AI sky dome light, you could see the attributes at the right side, right? So this is the AI sky dome light attributes, where you are Yeah. Look at this. When you the last class we discussed about this, like you can just add a color, right? You can add a color by you can click this, you can add a file. That's what we already did, right? We we attached an HD or an image, okay, and which is of EXR format. That's what we did in the last class. We attached an EXR file, HD or an image, and we worked. Okay, that's what we do. So that is one thing here. So similarly, let me just, oh my god, just a minute, just come away. Okay, just minimize this. Okay, now before we go any further, I just go down. Guys, go to AI Sky Dome Light Shape 1, okay? Then scroll down. There you could see things like visibility. Under the visibility, we have camera, transmission, diffuse. Please do keep this in mind. Camera attribute is for the sky bar. This is for the sky. Rest of these attributes are for the building. Rest of these attributes are for the buildings. So I clearly mentioned now we are going to create first a skylight, right? So we are going to light only the sky. Then we'll create light for building. Then we create light for sun. So first we need only light for the sky. So don't change the camera. This lighting for the camera is for the sky here. The rest of the things, I just made them 0. Now all you could see that is only the sky. Okay, hope it is clear. So now you can see only the sky there. Now with this being selected, with this being done, okay, now just scroll up above. Now if I would like to create a ramp image, you know what is the ramp shadow, right? It's a combination of blend of 2 colors. So you can just click and you can click here and you can create a ramp. Okay, when you click, a ramp will be created and it is attached now. So you can just go back. Yeah, you can just go back by click this. See, now a ramp is attached. Ramp is a combination of colors. Anyway, now if you want to break it, you can just go to the color again. It's already connected. Now just on the text of color, you can right click and choose break connection. Once you give that, the connection whatsoever it is there given or you done would be broken. Less that. Now the ramp is deleted. Hope you guys understood. Let's turn this back to white. Okay, it was black now. Once I deleted, it was black. I turned it back to white. Hope you guys understood how to connect. So is this the only way to connect? No, there is a better way. That's why we are here. So maybe I just go to my Windows again and node editor. I look at this. In the node editor, we have don't want ramp. Yeah, in the node editor, let me open my outliner. So when I set my AI Sky Dome, I could see here my AI Sky Dome. Guys, I open my outliner. I middle click my AI Sky Dome. Then I just drag and drop it. Middle click your mouse bar. Just press and hold the wheel of your mouse. Middle click, drag and drop. Now I got the node of this AI Sky Dome. Okay, so this is the node we have here. And when you look here, one more thing, we are inside the AI Sky Dome light shape color attribute, right? So even here we have in AI Sky Dome light shape. And what is special about this node? You can just maximize or minimize by scrolling your mouse wheel, and there you can see there are 3 options. One is only the tab, second with the limited details, and the third will about the full details. So this is a node. Look at this. A node may have these many attributes a node has, like output, color, radius, all these attributes the node has. Okay, now we understood how it works. Now I want to create a ramp. Okay, so let's create a ramp now. How to create that? You go to the node editor. You can just click on the empty space. Click anywhere on the empty space. Press tab key on your keyboard bar. Please press tab key on your keyboard, and you can type ramp, R-A-M-P, ramp. There is a ramp texture. Please to click that. So now you could see there is a ramp texture there. Okay, we created a ramp texture. Now, you know what we did previously in the AI sky dome lamp? So the color attribute we connected the ramp. You remember? In the color attribute we connected the ramp. I just close this now. I didn't connect anything now. The same here, the output of the ramp. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the output of the ramp I want to connect to the color attribute. Look at that. The output of the ramp I want to connect to my AI sky dome light shapes color attribute. So just click and drag. Just click and drag. You'll get. Sorry. You can just expand this. Okay, there you can see your out color. So here, look at this one. The ramp's out color, you have to click this bar, only then to expand. To see all the details. The ramp's out color, I would like to connect to the color of my AI sky dome. That's what been done here already. Like in this color attribute, I am going to connect a ramp. The same thing we're doing here, guys, but in a graphical representation called node editor. So now I just select my out color, click out color from the ramp, just left click, drag, and drop it on the color. Hope you guys understood, right? So what now happens? Nothing, man. Just select your AI sky dome light. See, the same thing whatever we did already, that's what we done again. Then you might have a question, sir, why we are doing this again? If we could able to directly go and select a ramp, and why we are doing the same in the node editor? Because you should know that what are the ways that you could do something in Maya. And here you could, the main advantage in using the node editor is you can easily see where is the output of ramp goes. Okay, the output of my ramp file goes to the color node of ASK0. Similarly, all the color information, all the properties, everything will be visible here. So you can easily find out where the input goes, where the input comes, where the output goes. Okay, that is one thing. Let's go back to the node editor. Where is the node editor? I think I lost it. It is here. So here we have the node editor. Guys, we just connected the out color to the color of the AI sky dome light shape. Please remember, I connected the ramp out color to AI sky dome light shape. Okay. So with that being done, I just minimize this. Okay. Now look at here. This is the ramp we have. So we want to create colors as given in this reference image. There are three colors, right? There is a blue and an orange, then a white. So let's go back to Maya. So here it's a VRAMP. Guys, VRAMP is like, there is a ramp from top to bottom. If you switch to URAMP, it will be from left to right. Look at that. We don't want that. So I prefer to go with the URAMP from the top to bottom. Okay. So I said there are three colors. I just click here, one, and I choose a blue color. Guys, look here, there's a blue color. Fine. I just added a blue color here. Wait. Now you could see that it's entire blue there. Now I have to create another color. So click here. Just click on this empty area and create another color. This sort of orange. Select this round. Go to the selected color. Please click, and there you could see an orange. So just go there. I don't want too much of orangish shade. Yeah, my system is not that. Yeah, just a minute. Let me just click again. Not too much. This will be fine. Okay, then followed by a white color. So blue, and this color I would like to minimize a little. Then a white color. So I can just click this one. I just make this to white in color. So here now you could see there are the three colors all available. Yeah. Here you guys could see now the three colors all there. Okay, hope you guys see that. So all the three colors are there now. So these three colors are now the sky for the exterior scene. Yeah, you guys have any questions or doubts in this part? Is it clear? Now look in this render. All the three colors are combined. Maybe if you want, you can just increase the blue value or whichever value you're comfortable with. You could increase that. Do that. I'm sorry, if you create anything by accident, for example, you just create something accidentally, then just click here. So that will be removed. Fine, fine, fine. Go a little to the left. Now you could see all the colors. Okay, so the colors are available now. Great. So this is the background. This is the color for my skylight. So just go to the whimsical. Look at this. Our sky is done. Okay, we just created a sky. It's done. The next one is we have to create a building. The next one is we have to create a sun. So please now go to your no data. So this is done. Fine. Now we already have a sky dome light in the outliner, right? We just created a sky dome light. I'm going to double click the AI sky dome light. Just double click on the name, not on the icon. When you double click on the icon, you would get an attribute editor. Okay, don't do that. Double click on the name AI sky dome light, and I just named this as sky light. I'm sorry. SKYLIGHT. It's a skylight. It is just a light of sky. That's okay. Or I just named this as no. I just go to sky background. Yeah, this is the color of the sky. So I just name it as a sky background. Now I would like to create another one. So I'm going to light the buildings now. That's what we're done. So we done the sky. Let's light the buildings. Ankit, I'll be watching you. Please do whatever I'm doing here in the class.
Okay, sir.
So select the sky BG. Great. Now, guys, I'm going to create a duplicate of the sky BG. So select this and hit Control D. Control D is a duplicate. You know that, right? So now this sky BG, this is a duplicate, but I just rename this first. Or what is that? The skylight. So this skylight is for the building. So maybe I would forget it sometimes. So I just put BG at the back. Sorry, buildings at the back. So buildings on the back. So skylight for the buildings. Now we are going to light the buildings only. So if you remember correctly, last time what we did is we just made the camera only visible. The rest of the attributes we turned 0 for this sky BG. Okay. Now this is skylight building. So it's an inverse of sky BG. So now we are going to light only the building, not the sky. So with this being created, just scroll down. Please scroll down. There you could see camera, all things are there. I don't want this one. So let me just increase. I just want to decrease the camera 1 to 0. Okay. Now I just increase my transmission, diffuse, specular, subsurface scattering, indirect, and volume. Okay, I think I had to go with this color. I think I need to bring the color a little down. Okay, please go to your skylight buildings, and that's what we've done. We just turned off the camera now, but the rest of things are visible. Okay, so this is skylight building, and again, please remember the sky BG which we created already, which was emitting three colors. The three tones were there. They were blue, orange, and white. Now, because of those light from the sky, the buildings will also be having the same color. Okay, because whatever the color of the light, the same will be reflected on the building for any object. So now we are going to create a node. We are going to move to node graph, and we do the same ramp. Okay, and we just connect it to the skylight buildings. So let's go to the node graph, and this is your skylight building. It is already there. If it is not there, you can just middle click, drag and drop. You'll get this. You'll get the skylight building and skylight building shape. So in the skylight building shape, this is where you have to connect. Okay, what we have to connect? We have to connect the ramp node. We already created a ramp node here, right? We have to connect that here. So now, please listen carefully. We don't need to create another ramp. The ramp is already there, right? So we don't need to create another one. We can just select this, click, and you can drag and you can drop. Look at that. Okay, it is done now. So the same lighting is now applied to the buildings. See, guys, hope you understood. Maybe I could just position this like this way. Maybe I could just minimize this and this one and minimize. Now look at this. So this is my skylight for the buildings, and this is the for the background sky. Both are connected to the color. Both are connected to the out color of your ramp node. Hope you understood this. Yeah. Glass obstacles. If you have really listened to my interior classes, the interior design, room interior lighting, there I have mentioned that for the flower vase and other things, if you increase the transmission, the light could be able to pass through the glass and water surface. And diffuse is about when a light spread inside the scene, inside the room, or outside or outside the environment. When you want the light to spread too much, that is a diffuse. Okay. Then specular is it gives you metalness, the metal feel. Subsurface scatter is an object which has two or three materials inside. For example, when you take a grapes, okay, the outer skin has one shader, but when you peel the skin off, the inside flesh of the grape, it is of different color. Okay, so when an object has 2 to 3 colors inside, for those kind of objects, materials we use subsurface scatter. So mostly for the fruit we use that. Okay, and indirect lighting is when the light bounces off from a surface. For example, when the light falls on the table, that's a direct light to the table. But when a light falls on the table and reflects to my face, then the light which my face receives is a indirect light. Okay, and volume light, it's again how much area the light occupies. It's a volume.
So can you tell again, like, what is indirect? I didn't get it.
Indirect light is direct lighting is when a light directly falls on an object, it's a direct light. For example, there is a light at the left side of my room. So my specs is receiving a light directly from the tube light. So that is a direct light. Okay. But since my specs is a metal, my specs has a properties to reflect the light back. So the light reflects from my specs and it falls on my watch. That is an indirect light. Now okay. the light which my watch receives is indirect light. The light which my specs receives is a direct light. This is what indirect and direct light. Hope you understood.
Yes.
So most of the room and most of the interiors what happens is it's reflection. When a light falls on object A, then from the object A, the light reflects to object B. That reflected light to object B, we call it as the indirect light. Whereas when the object receives directly light from the source, like a tube light or fan, we call it as a direct light. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Great. Guys, you have any other questions for me? No? Fine. Now you understood we created these things. You understood, right? Most of you guys. Let's go back to the class. So now we already connected this, but let's just go to the reference image here. Guys, we were working on ramp, but we're working for the ramp only from the top to bottom. Okay, what about the left to right? We haven't think about it. See, we have created light from the top. Okay, the blue is there, and we also created light for the yeah. So we created the light. Blue is there, orange is there, white is there. Let's look at the left. The left side is receiving a moderate light. Right side is receiving too much of light. So from the left to right, there is no ramp is there. So we should create another ramp for the left to right for the scene. Okay. So let's go back to Maya, to the node editor. Let's create another ramp. I just click anywhere on the empty space, press tab, then type ramp. I create a ramp texture. Oh, sorry, the ramp shader. I don't want ramp shader. Just right click, sorry, just hit tab, type ramp texture. We got another ramp now. You see that? It's another ramp. So when you select the ramp, you could see it is from the top to bottom. I don't want top to bottom. I want from left to right. So I go to here. Let's change the type of my ramp attributes from V ramp to U ramp, to UV. U is left to right, V is top to bottom. Okay, this is what we want there. So this is one thing. Look at this one. This is again, this is what the ramp. So we would receive lighting like this. Maybe here I don't want full black. I click this. I change this to a mild gray. Okay, a gray to white. A gray to white. And this white, maybe I could reduce a little bit, not too much, a little bit I reduce. So these two ramps are there. Not full black, it's a moderate, it's like a gray, and then it's a white. So now what I would need is, I want this light to be spread from the left to right of my image. So guys, here we have a problem. Please listen carefully. Hope you guys are listening. This is for the skylight, for the buildings. This is for the sky. So maybe I just name this to buildings, so we would not be confused. Yeah, just name this as buildings. So this is for the building, and this is for the sky, and both are using the ramp shader. Fine, but I don't just want this. I want to use this ramp also from the left to right. Okay, I hope you guys understood what we are doing there. Okay, we created one ramp for the blue to white from the top to bottom. Now I need another ramp from the left to right. Okay, now we got two ramps, but how do we combine two ramps? Hope you guys have worked with Photoshop. When you want to merge two layers in Photoshop, what we do mostly, we just select both the layers. We go to the layer menu or the layer window. There you can find some composition there. Blending options, we call them as. What are the blending options you have there in Photoshop? What are the blending options you have in the layer window of Photoshop?
Merge layers?
No, there's no merge layer. I'm talking about the blending options. Merge layer is when you select the layers, and when you right click, you get merge layers. No, I'm not asking about that. When you want to combine the layers, when you want to mix the layers, blend na mixed. When I say blend, it is mixed. when you want to mix the layers, what you do? There is a blending option in Photoshop that has too many sub-menus. What are those?
Liquify, sir.
No.
Multiply.
Yes, exactly. We have multiply. So you could blend. You could mix two layers like through multiply. Then what else do we have?
Screens.
Yeah, screen. Then yes, you all had your lunch. Yeah, we need to blend one ramp, which is blue, orange, and white, and another ramp from left to right, which is black and white. So how to blend that here? So let's go to Maya. No data. See, we created this ramp. This ramp is from left to right. So I just named this as LR. And this ramp is from top to bottom. I just named this as TB. Okay. So these two layers, these two ramp, we need to work first. Please listen carefully, guys. Are you with me? Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, please listen carefully. I'm going to break these connections. Don't worry, the nodes are there. Only I'm breaking the link between them. Why, sir? Because I have to multiply these two images. I need to create a multiply node to blend both these ramps. So select this, delete, select this, and delete. Select the line or the link, you can delete. Now I need to create a multiply node. So just click on empty space, tab, multipl. You get a multiply divide. Okay, just click that. Great, we got a multiply divide. But how to connect these two? Just expand this. You could see, just click the second one or the third one for more expand. Great. There you could see input 1 and input 2. You have to give two inputs. So I can give this top bottom color and left right color. Then I could take one output. That's what multiply. So 3 into 5 is 15. So two inputs and one output. Okay, that's how it is works. So I take the output from my top and bottom. So for the top bottom, I take the out color, connect this to my input 1 of multiply node. Then from the left to right node, I just expand and I expand. I take the out color from the left to right. I connect it to the input 2. Now you can just close this window. So you would know exactly where the connection or how it goes. Okay, so it's done now. So I've taken both the colors inside, and I'm going to give this. I'm going to take this output and connect it to my building and the sky. Output to the buildings. Now the building will be having the multiplied color. Multiply of both the colors the building will be having. Okay, and also now I'm going to give the multiply of both the colors also to the sky color. Look at that. This is what happens. Now you would see this part is not having a good proper color there. Maybe because of this one, you can just select this sky dome light. Let me select the sky dome light, and I can rotate this. I select my sky dome light. This sky BG I could select, and I press E. I could try to rotate this. Sorry. Oh my God. Just a minute, guys. I go here to rotate Y. Okay, hope you guys see that, how it works. Okay, it's rendering now. It's because of this sky dome light bar. You can rotate the sky dome light. You remember, right? We already discussed about in the exterior scene of our class. So this is how we mix the colors and we achieve the color here. Okay. And now we go to these attributes of the sky BG, and look at this. The intensity is 1. Maybe I just switch to 1.5. And the skylight buildings, for that, I just change the intensity to 1.5 again. Okay, now this is done. So yeah, it will take some time to render. That's fine. Now the next thing is just go here. Now we need to create a sunlight path. Okay, now we need to create a sunlight. So just go to your create, then lights. We have a direction light. We already discussed about direction light in the previous exterior class. So direction light is, the property of direction light is, no matter wherever you keep the direction light, it would keep on emitting the light. It has an infinite range. And the only transformation value that work with light, direction light, is rotation. When you move a direction light, there won't be any changes you could find. Or when you scale it up, it's fine, different, not different. Whereas when you rotate the light, you would get the changes there. So let's create a direction light. Like the light isn't created. The light is there. Maybe I can just press R in my screen. I could just scale it up. Okay. Now let me go to my other camera perspective. Guys, I just switched my camera here from panels, perspective, and perspective. Okay, I just switched the camera. Now you could see this is your direction light. It is facing on that side. Okay, fine. But I want this direction light to face towards this side. Let me just press E and rotate the light. Okay, which means I just positioned in a way where the light comes from this angle directly to the building. The light is above now, it's falling on the building. Now, with this direction light being selected, I'm going to change the intensity of this direction light. So let's go here. The direction light intensity is fine. Let's change the color maybe. Let me click the color here. I'm going to change the color because this is sunlight, right? So click this and switch the color to something like this. Okay, let's switch the color to an orangish color. Now you could see how much light is being emitted there. Can rotate. However you wish, you could do it. Now you guys could see that, right? This is a sunlight directly falling on this. And since it is sunlight is the main key light of the scene, you can just increase the sunlight intensity. So just increase my sunlight intensity from 1 to 2. Because this is the key light, right? So the light intensity of a key light has to be much higher than the fill light and backlight. So hence the intensity is increased to a value of 2. This is a direction light. Now please scroll down. Just within a minute, within 2 minutes, I'll leave you guys. Don't worry. Just scroll down a little. This is a direction light. Then go inside Arnold. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. There you can find the light filter. Please listen carefully. I'm in the direction light. Now we go into the Arnold. There is a light filter. Let's click the add. Now it says light blocker. What is a light blocker? Light blocker is something which blocks the light. Okay, like as if there is a building. There is a building which is in front of the light. So what will happen? You'll get a shadow. That's what light blocker is. It's like another building or something. Let's select the light blocker and add it. Now, when you select the light blocker here, just go to the scene outliner. There you can see the transform, right? This is your light blocker. This transform is a light blocker being created now. So you can just press W, you can press R I'm just scaling it up. I just scale this light blocker. Look at that. Like a cube it is. Just move this little up. Now I move this to the right side. So now what would happen is this will act as a light blocker. So wherever you keep this, light will not fall on this area because it blocks the light. And when you go here, you could see the geometry type of your light blocker. It is boxed by default. I can switch this from box to a plane. I could see this just a plane there. And a plane which is just no geometry, no witness or something. I just make this value to 32. I could just scale them up. Look at this. Let me just scale them up. Yeah. You can rotate this. So when you keep this here, what would happen is, look at this one. So now this will block the light. So whatever light which falls on this object will be blocked. So the objects or the buildings behind this light blocker will not receive light. That is the purpose of light blocker. It just blocks all the lights. Okay. You guys understood now how a light blocker works? You guys can try this light blocker. It would work. The more I move it here, it won't. This part will not get light there. Maybe I could just move it on that side. Yes, guys. So this is how the lighting is. And look at that. It gives you like a real lighting. If you don't want lighting, you just block few lighting there. So that would give an impression as if there is a building which is blocking the light. Hence, it looked like a realistic one. Hope you guys understood now. So that's the end of this class. Exterior lighting. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you can ask it. Yeah. You have to increase all the settings. Please go back to your Maya. What are the settings that we have already reset? You have to put them back. Maybe you can go to your render settings. Then you can increase your go to your Arnold render. You can increase the diffuse value, maybe to 3, specular, transmission. You could increase those. You also diffuse. Diffuse is what when the light spreads over the area. Then you need specular and transmission because there are glass windows there, so transmission is required. Okay, so this is what happened. And after this, you can go to your common tab. There, nothing. That's the system. That's it. So you guys can increase intensity a little more. You can increase intensity of the key light a little more. Maybe I just gave 2 value. You can give 3 or 3.5. Okay, so that you could get a sharp lighting and the sharp shadow. Okay, guys. Hope you understood. I just